In the picturesque holiday town of Plettenberg Bay, South Africa, December 2005 was meant to be filled with joy and celebration. But that year, the town was shaken by the horrifying murder of a 6-year-old boy, Steven Siebert. Behind the peaceful facade, a monster had been lurking in plain sight. 6-year-old Steven, with his bright blonde hair and infectious smile, was playing outside near their holiday home on Stableford Drive. Search parties scoured the area, but no one could imagine the horror that would soon unfold. It was the kind of day every family dreams of, until Steven vanished without a trace. His name, Theunis Olivier, a man with a disturbing past, a fake name, and a secret so dark it would horrify the entire nation. This is the full story of one of South Africa's most notorious child predators. A man who confessed to molesting over 200 boys and murdered an innocent child while on the run from justice. Several locals had spotted Steven in the company of an older man with a sauna-like beard the day he disappeared. On December 23, 2005, the Siebert family from Johannesburg was enjoying their summer holiday in the coastal resort town of Plettenberg Bay. As the sun set and panic set in, the community mobilized. The next morning, Steven's lifeless body was discovered in a bush near 13 Cordovan Street, close to where a man named Raymond Sinclair had been doing tile work. Inside, he found packed bags, wet clothes in the bathtub, and blood from a recent shave, signs of someone preparing to flee. But after his release, he crossed into South Africa illegally in 2000 and resumed his predatory behavior. But there wasn't enough evidence yet. He had even worked at a boys' school, undetected, due to the lack of a national sex offender registry. Except, Raymond Sinclair didn't exist. That was just one of 8 aliases used by Theunis Olivier. The breakthrough came thanks to alert witnesses and sharp police work. Sergeant Otto Olivier acted on a tip and went to 13 Cordovan Street. He said Theo was the most dangerous, but he also admitted, "You cannot punish the one without punishing the other. We are collective, together as one." The suspect was allowed to return to the home temporarily, but then came a stroke of luck. Constable Justin Plotches spotted the suspect walking far from the house, not dressed for jogging as he claimed, and carrying over 6,000 rands in cash. He was brought in. The suspect, who had first called himself Raymond Sinclair, eventually admitted to being Theunis Olivier, and with that, a decades-long nightmare came to light. Olivier's crimes didn't begin in 2005. They spanned more than 30 years and 2 countries. In Zimbabwe, he had served a 16-year sentence for 7 counts of indecent assault and 1 of rape. During interrogation, Olivier stunned investigators by admitting to sexually abusing more than 200 boys over 3 decades. In 2007, during trial proceedings, he revealed a disturbing psychological defense. He claimed to suffer from multiple personality disorder, with 8 alter egos, including Theo, whom he blamed for the murder of Steven Siebert. "I am in charge now," he told the judge. But it was Theo who killed Steven. He listed his other personalities: Ray Sinclair, Brian Shannon, Chris Oliver, Sharon, Tori, Roos, and Theo. Olivier stood trial in the Cape High Court and was found guilty of kidnapping, sexually assaulting, and murdering Steven Siebert. The court heard graphic testimony, including how Steven was lured away, held captive, tortured, and finally strangled. Mr. Justice Musa handed down the sentence on August 8, 2007. Life in prison for murder, 14 years for indecent assault, 10 years for kidnapping. All to run concurrently. In his verdict, Justice Musa said, "What is aggravating in your evidence is that while you strangled the child, you watched him die with no emotion." Olivier showed no remorse. But in court, he pleaded for treatment. "If I were to be imprisoned for the rest of my life, there is no hope. I must be given hope." His plea fell on deaf ears. Steven's parents, Thomas and Elaine Siebert, sat quietly through the sentencing. Elaine said she felt no sympathy for Olivier. He made conscious choices as an adult. He's a victim of his own crime. The case sent shockwaves through South Africa. It exposed the dangers of the lack of a centralized pedophile registry. In response, child protection groups pushed for the urgent passage of the Sexual Offenses Bill, which would lead to a national sex offender list. But for the Siebert family, the pain never faded. The death of Steven was a devastating blow from which they would never fully recover. Theunis Olivier is now serving his sentence in a maximum security prison. He remains one of South Africa's most infamous criminals. His case is a grim reminder of the horrors that can go unnoticed until it's too late. For Steven Siebert, justice came, but far too late. He will never grow up. He will never get to dream. His life was stolen by a man with many names and no soul. If you found this story important, please share it. And always remember to stay vigilant for the children who can't protect themselves. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more true crime stories that matter. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay human.